Hey, it's Thomas Mulready from CoolCleveland.com, and we are here today at Near West Theater, actually St. Patrick's Club building, and we're here with the masterminds behind Near West Theater, Stephanie Morrison-Hrbek and Bob Navis. Thank you guys for taking time and talking.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
So you guys are about ready to think about moving into a new space, and you've only been here how many years?
We're in our 35th season here. Yeah, just celebrated our 35th summer here.
Well, congratulations on that, but congratulations also on your move to the Gordon Square area where you've had your offices now for a while. What's the status on your new building?
We are looking to break ground sometime between the middle of June and the beginning of July, where we'll see steam shovels moving the earth, because we had a commemorative groundbreaking back in November. Yeah, so big time. And then we'll be actually leaving here next year in 2014 and opening our theater in the fall of 2014.
Bob, what's going to be different about this space? This is a church that you've been working in, literally. And so how will the new space be? I'm sure you had a lot to do with it.
This is the third floor of a club building. That's a ballroom, actually, and the new space will not be a ballroom, Tom. Not at all. It'll be a brand new prefab building. No, it's going to be a gorgeous space that's going to allow us to do theater the way we've always done it, which is intimately, and give the audience sometimes round proscenium and all those various ways you can view a piece of drama.
You guys have a long process that you work with the kids that you work with from the neighborhood. It goes on for weeks, and you take your new work, which this one is Jacques Brel, Alive and Well, Living in Paris, and you talk about that process, because that's pretty intense.
Well, I would probably prefer to defer to my director here to my right. There is a process that lasts, yes, a good solid 2 weeks of ensemble building. The most important part of the work, sometimes the actors are saying, when are we going to get to the actual script? And Bob leads a really intensive process that allows people to create bonds through personal storytelling and literal human sculptures and holding each other up, and discovery and risk, safety, emotional release. And so then they get into the play, and boy, you've got this great, I don't want to use the word infrastructure, but there's this beautiful
fertile
there we
ground
go,
to work with. Connectivity
that's built.
And this is a pretty intense play, Jacques Brel. It deals with pretty intense themes here, Bob. I'm going to... from the...
You're not going to ask me to explain Brel to me.
No.
Because I can't do it.
No, but really, I looked, and here's some of the themes, okay? War, death, loss, aging, the folly of youth, loneliness, unrequited love, running away from home, death, desperation, animal cruelty, death. There's a lot of pretty intense themes. How does this process work with kids?
Well, right from the beginning, we grappled with the question, like, is Brel depressed and suicidal? And so actually, you know, that first circle gathering dialogues, we started with that question of idealism as opposed to realism. And is Brel a realist or an idealist? Are we, as actors, as directors, as people walking the earth, idealists and realists, and how those two things, I've come to the conclusion that his idealism informs his realism, and his realism informs his idealism. So yes, he wants us to take a look at life as it is. But like Cervantes says, what's more insane, however, than to look at life as it is and not as it ought to be.
Yeah, it very much touches on all the big, broad themes of life and death and love and hate and war and all of that. And usually, I know you guys like a big cast. That's why you do it, to get all those kids. Now, this, as far as I know, Jacques Brel, is Alive and Well, Living in Paris, is a show for 4 people. So you've got it now, what, 34 people? How'd you manage to do that?
Well, lots of hard work conceiving with his little production team of genius artists, and coming together and playing and inventing and experimenting, right, Bob? And I do want to say we did this back in 1986 with what we thought was a big cast at the time, 18 people. So, and actually one of the performers in this current production was in that cast.
Multi-generational. So talk about some of the specifics of how you sort of scored this. I mean, you've got more than one person singing each song or each part of a song?
Often. Yes, we have a cast of 34, and so from the beginning, the guiding principle was we wanted to hear these songs, feel these songs, and see these songs in contexts that we had not before. So the whole notion of the 4 singers on stools, which everyone associates Brel with, this tiny little minimalist thing, we decided to maximalize and go for the circus aspects of what Brel's psychology could be about. So the set, which is all around us, I don't know how much of your viewers can see it, but we have a 360-degree set. The audience is watching it from 4 different directions. And imaged in that set is the psychology of Brel, as we put it. We want the audience to feel like they've entered the mind of Brel, the settings of Brel, the history of Brel, what he was reacting to, and what he wanted to say about the people that he felt society had stopped paying attention to.
Well, it's a very moving production, and I can't wait to see what you guys do with it. It's always a very touching thing that you folks do here. I'm so happy that you're finally lifting off and spreading your wings and moving to your new home. And we'll look forward to this, and I'm sure there'll be some sadness in leaving this space if so many great things have happened here. Absolutely.
We're planning a big procession from here. We hope maybe next summer. So we're going to really take seriously saying goodbye. It's emotional. I can get emotional right now talking about it. And when I brought this up to the Gordon Square Arts District, people are like, "What? You're sad?" They want us to be like so joyful. Well, we're joyful about where we're going.
We've been sort of complaining about the place for a long time, but we know we're going to have a lot of tears on the way out.
In our home, yeah.
And I know you do stay in touch with your alumni, and the kids keep coming back, and then they're adults, and then they're in other productions, so, and with their kids. Well, congratulations on all that. Can't wait to see what you do with Jacques Brel. Thank you guys for taking time to talk.
Thanks, Thomas.
A pleasure.
Hey, it's Thomas Mulready from CoolCleveland.com. Have a great week in Cool Cleveland.